You know, I'm calling it buffing, but it might as well be breaking Yuta Okkotsu. What's up, guys? Pencil Unit here. We are to do a nice little breakdown and discussion on how exactly to buff the monster, the beast, the demon, the blessed child known as Yuta Okkotsu, the new strongest sorcerer of the modern day. Because literally, the other strongest sorcerer of the modern day is in half, thirds. I think fourths? Like, are both of his arms separate? Regardless, Gojo's in half. He ain't the strongest sorcerer no more. He's the strong. He may have once been the strongest sorcerer of the modern day, but he's no longer the strongest sorcerer of the modern day. And considering Yuta Okkotsu was second only to Satoru Gojo in unusual abilities, and considering that now just seems to be strength, I don't know, overall, I don't know, the whole narrative's been slopping Yuta off for a hot minute now, and I'm starting to see the vision. I think it's time to put Yuta up at the strongest spot. But of course, he needs to fight the king of curses. So my baby boy can't go out there just yet. So we're gonna have to buff him. And we gonna buff him real good. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a... What is this? This is a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, Yuta Okkotsu tends to have it on and keep it on at all times. And another fun fact, Yuta Okkotsu has one major issue that we can very quickly solve due to the nature of certain characters at the moment. And you're looking at this issue right here. Yuta Okkotsu is not the most efficient in terms of cursed energy usage. He simply is not. Like, there's just no real argument you can make towards that. He's not the most efficient. It's to the point where he only has access to his curse technique for 5 minutes, dog. 5 minutes? You mean to tell me I'm expected to let this man cook up in 5 minutes? This man right here? I'm really expected to let him cook for only 5 minutes? He's going to need more than 5 minutes against the King of Curses. Need to remind you, Sugin has been pulling legendary numbers right now. I spent numerous videos glazing Sugin through the moon. So I don't think I need to tell you that Yuta, as he stands right now, with what? Sky manipulation, spatial slash victim, Drew Shikigami technique, regular slash victim, if not Sukuna bare hand victim, and cursed speech, Yuta may accidentally destroy himself. Yeah, that's clearly not enough. So we're gonna have to give bro more than 5 minutes, and we're gonna have to give bro the ability to withstand techniques for more than 5 minutes. Because sure, he definitely does have fully manifested Rika, who does hold all of his cursed energy reserves, and thusly he does have the raw juice, the raw power, the raw ability to continuously keep abilities up as long as he maintains that 5-minute connection, considering he has access to literally boundless cursed energy. All that good stuff. But you know what would be nice? It would be nice if there was a mechanic in the series that would allow Yuta Okkotsu to not just keep Rika for 5 minutes, but maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe 20, maybe 30. In fact, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a couple years. What if we gave Yuta Okkotsu and big old blue eyes, the 6 eyes? Now you may be wondering, whoa, Pencil Man. Why do you want to give Yuta the 6 eyes, and how would he get the 6 eyes? Number 1, remember, the 6 eyes cannot exist in 2 users at the same time. Luckily enough, one of those users is on the ground, literally annihilated. Gojo's cooked since 236. I know a lot of people have faith in the man coming back. I don't want him to. We'll make a whole video talk about that in depth one day. Sooner than you think. But in terms of him being gone, he's gone. So that one stipulation of the 6 eyes not being able to manifest, not mattering. The current user of the 6 eyes is no longer the current user of the 6 eyes. And you know what the funny thing is? Mr. Okkotsu over here? Not you. We'll get to you in a second. But Mr. Okkotsu over here, it's a minor plot point, or it feels like a minor plot point. But remember, he's also distantly related to Gojo. The Fujiwara are also Gojo's ancestors. They're really, really, really long-distance cousins. And sure, we have not met another member of the Gojo clan, but the Okkotsu clan is not a thing. If Maki and Yuki, not Maki and Yuki, because Yuki's a black hole. If Maki and Yuta get down with it, it's going to be restarting the Zenin clan. The Okkotsu clan is not a thing and never will be. But considering he is a fellow descendant of the Gojo clan, it's not entirely impossible for him to inherit the 6 eyes. Because remember, the 6 eyes just show up. They just do. They do be spawning, though. Remember, Kenjaku dropped one as a baby. A couple years passed, he's about to start the merger, and then the 6 eyes just Chad walked up again. So the 6 eyes respawning isn't exactly the craziest thing, and also, I'm just trying to buff Yuta. I'm trying to give y'all narrative justification for why the 6 eyes should reappear, but worst comes to worst, Eureka runs over the body, rips them out, and plugs them into Yuta's on some Naruto type beat, like their Sharingan. Just give Yuta the 6 eyes, and then we cancel out the biggest ability that will allow us to use the rest of this video's abilities that we're going to hop into. Because once Yuta gets the 6 eyes, that 5-minute time limit should not be a thing. So we should. If Gojo's as efficient as he was with the 6 eyes, even more efficient than the deity Ryomen Sukuna with his efficiency with Curse Energy, and Yuta has more Curse Energy than Gojo, and when connected to Rika for the full 5 minutes, which would now be extended to unlimited minutes, presuming that the reason Yuta can't maintain the connection longer than that is just due to a basis of Curse Technique efficiency. 5 minutes? Turning to infinite minutes? And he has boundless Curse Energy during those infinite minutes. It's kind of like a double infinite Curse Energy glitch. It's like a double infinite mana bar. Like, you know how in Tears of the Kingdom, where after you fill up your Zonai battery up to a certain point, it doesn't, like, put more Zonai batteries on the screen. It just, like, glows brighter. It doubles up. Giga Zonai battery. That's what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think the same thing can happen for Yuta if he were to not necessarily spontaneously develop them. Actually, I wouldn't even mind if he just spontaneously developed the 6 eyes. You give him the 6 eyes, whole bunch of problems disappear. Every single issue that Yuta currently has with Curse Technique efficiency, efficiency output, all those disappear by giving him the 6 eyes. That will catch him up to Sukuna in terms of efficiency and actual utility. Because remember, Sukuna's so dangerous because he basically has 6 eyes efficiency without the 6 eyes. It's lesser than Gojo's, yes, but it's still really, really close. So, there you go. One big major buff for Yuta, give him the 6 eyes, scrumptious. Next big buff, give him Limitless. Give him Limitless. Because here's the thing, right? You could definitely argue Yuta without the 6 eyes could still hypothetically use the Limitless technique. Once again, he has more Curse Energy than Gojo. While he's getting to Rika just the 5 minutes, he has access to boundless amounts of Cursed Energy, all the reserves that are stored up in Rika, so he can just slurp all that down consistently. Realistically, he should be able to use the Limitless just fine as it is. But nah. Once he has the 6 eyes especially, because we're going to continue off that buff, he should be able to use the Limitless just fine. He just watched an extensive battle of Gojo pulling out darn near everything except for teleportation for some reason. And even then, you may be able to argue Gojo used that right at the start of the fight and never again. So if he starts pulling out these reds, he starts pulling out damn blues, he starts going crazy with these I was about to say something funny, but he starts opening up with these multi-pronged blues, he starts dropping these Curse Technique reversal reds, he hypothetically whips out a hollow purple and unlimited hollow. He could start going crazy on Sukuna. And here's the thing. Hypothetically, talking straight hypotheticals, he could also just activate Infinity and keep it on. Just keep it on at all times. Remember, Yuta's a prodigy. Like, he's better at RCT than Gojo is, despite being 10 years younger than him. Gojo can't heal other people with his RCT. Yuta can. He has a higher level of RCT than Gojo ever did, at least in terms of generic skill. So you give him the 6 eyes, you give him that unlimited 5-minute access to Rika, and he's a healing tank through the moon, plus you give him the extra durability of the Limitless. Beautiful stuff there. Fantastic. And this covers some of Yuta's issues, because there are 3 major issues I say Yuta has in regards to Sukuna. It's admittedly, right now, a lesser technique, because only 5 minutes and only the confirmed 3 copied curse techniques. It's his raw power output in terms of how much he can give out and how much he can take. I think his durability is still low enough that Sukuna could do lethal damage to him with things like dismantles or cleaves, and especially the spatial dismantle, of course. And also his speed. I think Yuta, while extremely fast enough to Kenny's head right off, I think it's also just to the point where Yuta's still slower than Gojo. And Sukuna was still able to react to Gojo, while admittedly, we'll ignore the whole body thing. Let's just say the Sukunas are equal for reasons. Let's just go with that, because that's the simplest interpretation. He was still able to react to Gojo, even when Gojo was using the Limitless. So Yuta, who's still slower than one arm, low RCT output Gojo, you give him blue to start amping his speed, which he should be able to based on seeing Gojo do it so many times. Bada bing, bada boom. You amp his potency by fusing blue punches and do all of his attacks. Scrumdiddlyumptious. You stack that on with using red, using purple, maybe even popping out unlimited. Okay, that'd be going a little bit too far. But still, you could give Yuta so much just by giving him the Limitless and the 6 eyes. The 6 eyes can be gained organically or inorganically. Maybe they can just be copied. Remember, the 6 eyes are still technically classified as a curse technique. Like an inherited curse technique. Just like the Inumaki clan. Remember, The reason Toge speaks with sushi ingredients is because he can't turn off the cursed speech details on him. They won't just disappear. Same thing with the Six Eyes. The Inumaki clan is not a technique you can turn on and off like a lot of other techniques. Same thing with the Six Eyes. The Six Eyes are always there. So it's not too outlandish, especially with the original copy of the Six Eyes gone, that you could just straight up take them. They are an inherited technique. They are a fundamental part of Jujutsu. They are not anything all too crazy, outside of the fact that they are extremely crazy. So you give Yuta Limitless, you give him the Six Eyes, a massive buff alone. But obviously, we've seen someone who was already stronger than Yuta with the Limitless and the Six Eyes go up against Sukuna. And we saw what happened with them. So I'm not sure that's enough. We gotta make him stronger. But how? How can we make Yuta Okkotsu stronger if he already has Blue, plus the Limitless, plus fully manifested Rika? How could we make him even more mighty? You know what I'm saying. I say we give Yuta Sukuna's technique too. Now, here's the thing. I know some people are going to be like, wait a minute, Pencil. You're going absolutely buku bonkers. We cannot be giving this man a Malevolent Shrine on top of whatever he's got already. But why not? Why not? Malevolent Shrine is infinitely more simple than the Limitless. It's just... And if you think it has to deal with like a consumption thing, even though I don't think it does, based on, Druve and, Inumaki, like I genuinely don't think you need to consume something. But Sukuna's life juice everywhere. He has a whole hand on the ground. Let Eureka nibble that bad boy up if it really needed to. And bada bing, bada boom, he has Cleave and Dismantle. Meaning that now he can be lethal quickly, from any range, from close range, bada bing, bada boom. And hey, remember, he does have the footage from Shibuya. He does have that. He should know about the fire arrow. Yuta could whip that out with him. Dog, you give him that, and suddenly his AP may be up there. He may be able to do some real damage to Sukuna. Even if Sukuna's fast enough to, dodge and bob and weave some of them. Hey, a cleave to the belly, just like our boy Yuji, that could hurt. A dismantle to the dome piece, that could go crazy. Even just little slashes, like all the little slashes that Yuji got, those would be effective on Sukuna, whose RCT output seems to be pretty low right now. So I say, don't just give him Limitless. Don't just give him the Six Eyes. Give him Shrine. Give him Cleave and Dismantle, and let him start cooking. In a similar vein to the Limitless, where he kind of saw all the expressions of the Limitless, at least all the major ones that he could use for combat, except for, like excessive teleportation. He's seen a whole lot of what Shrine has to offer, inside and outside the domain. So, with that being the case, I think it's entirely reasonable that he could just copy Shrine. He should be able to understand it, and he should be able to utilize it against Sukuna. That would be a very massive buff, and it covers for his, admittedly, unlike the Limitless, it doesn't cover for, like, all of his weaknesses. Like, the Six Eyes covers his efficiency and Curse Technique timer. The Limitless itself covers his defense and his offenses. Shrine mainly covers his offenses. Like, you can maybe use Shrine defensively. Maybe he can go, like, bar for bar with Sukuna's dismantles and be like, yeah, and, like, slash away the other slashes. That could be useful. That could be entirely possible. But I think that... I wouldn't mind that. I actually think that would be pretty cool. Like, if him and Sukuna go bar for bar with Burialist Domains, that would be kind of crazy. But that'd be going a little bit too far. Once again, in the same vein where a Limited Void would be a little bit too far, I do think Yuta going band for band with Sukuna and Malevolent Shrine would be a little bit too far. But still, I say you can give him Cleave and Dismantle. It's not necessarily unfair. He's seen a whole bunch of it, and it'd be a really good addition to take care of some of his AP problems. And, honestly, he does already have a Shikigami technique, but I think it'd be real good if he got another one. You know what I'm saying. I think Yuta Okkotsu should activate the 10 Shadows technique. Now, the only issue with the 10 Shadows technique is that I'm not sure if he knows if he can do the thing like that real quick. I'm not sure if he can just whip out Maharaga. But he should be able to, and here's why. We don't see Sukuna summon Maharaga conventionally once during this battle. He really doesn't. And notably, this Maharaga is already tamed. But, once again, there is Shibuya footage. Meaning, someone should have seen him go like this. And once again, Yuji in Sukuna's body should have seen Megumi go like this when the Maguna twist happened. And realistically, if he activates the 10 Shadows technique and drops another Maharaga, because remember, Maharaga is unique to each user. The only reason Sukuna would have taken Megumi's Maharaga, because he literally took Megumi's body, another Maharaga could be greatly appreciated. Especially if it gets started adapting. Say Yuta doesn't show up to the battlefield right now because he's training his Maharaga. He tamed it, and now he's hitting it with little dismantles, trying to fill up the adaptation gauge as much as possible. Suddenly, you may have something that would be able to respond to Sukuna's dismantles on top of that. You may have something that can respond to Spatial Slash. You may have something that could go absolutely devious and crazy. And of course, that's another buff that would come previously to Cleaving Dismantle. It would be Spatial Slash. Though, admittedly, a little bit hesitant on giving you the Spatial Slash because it seems like too easy of a dub, but at the same time, I'm not too hesitant on giving you the Spatial Slash because it'd be too easy of a dub. Let him pull it out and let Sukuna respond to it. It's as simple as that. Remember, Sukuna was fully capable of reading the intentions of Satoru Gojo quite well, to the point where he just sees the general idea of what could be the curse technique that are going to be used. The narrator goes out of his way to mention the occurrence of cursed energy is when it wells forth from a sorcerer immediately before they activate a curse technique. It directly precedes the activation of a major technique, like domain expansion or a can't miss attack. Despite efficiency with cursed energy, Gojo is no different, especially when not using Hollow Purple. Sukuna determined from the cursed chant and the scale of cursed energy that the occurrence that would follow would be cursed technique reversal red. So, like, Sukuna can already read when cursed techniques are about to be activated. It's as simple as that. So he would be able to respond to Yuta using Spatial Slash. So you could give Yuta Spatial Slash, but I think it'd be even cooler if Maharaga came out and started deflecting some Spatial Slashes for Yuta. Because once again, he should know how to do it. Heck, if Mei knows what Maharaga looks like, I wouldn't be shocked if Yuta knows how to summon with a treasure or two. And considering the techniques probably comes like innately, considering Megami probably didn't have much professional training with his technique, but knew about Maharaga, it could be possible at the moment he tries to activate the technique, bada bing, bada boom, he now has access to the technique and all the different things that come with it. He could, I mean, Ahito's kind of less useful, I will admit. I'm not saying Ahito would be useful, but he could just sack a whole bunch of shadows and then fuse them all into a Maharaga. And then have that help jump Sukuna alongside fully manifested Rika, which could go absolutely crazy. Yuta jumping with everybody and everything? Tell me that wouldn't just be the teeny tiniest bit heat. That wouldn't just be the little itty bittiest bit of gas right there. I know you want it. I know you want it. And the thing is, we ain't even done just yet. Because sure, we could give him Maharaga, but remember the other defensive utilities of the 10 Shadows. Hiding in the shadows. Being able to use Rabbit Escape. Using the ability to summon people or whatever you can carry in your shadow through Cursed Energy Reinforcement. It could be crazy. It could lead to some clutch saves, some clutch executions, some clutch escapes. There's so many different things that could come out of Yuta getting the 10 Shadows technique. I think that would actually be a really good buff for him, considering he should be able to tame Maharaga. And another beautiful, scrumdiddlyumptious thing he could get. If we're really just trying to take care of that power problem, he already ran into somebody that could help him solve that. Ryu Ishigori. My boy has the highest cursed energy output in all of history. History, dog. That includes 20 Finger Prime past Sukuna. He's higher output than that. His punches, I like that. His blast, I like that. And Yuta could benefit from that. Imagine every single one of Yuta's techniques being stacked or backed up by the highest output nature of Ryu's attacks. Imagine if through Yuta, Ryu can actually get that ultimate too sweet dessert by battling Sukuna and actually get to go head to head with Sukuna through Yuta by having Yuta manifest his technique and use it for him. This overwhelming power that destroys everything in its path, being properly wielded by someone like Yuta Okkotsu, could go crazy. This power that is so heavy and so meaty that even a fully manifested Rika couldn't even withstand it and would be forced to her limits by just regular punches. Give Yuta that on top of blue infused punches, on top of Maharaga jumping, on top of cleave, on top of dismantle, you are getting real crazy now. And of course, Yuta's starting to get a little bit broken. Just a teeny tiny bit, especially if he's amping his speed with blue, amping his punches with blue. This all comes to the question though, can he stack curse techniques? I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe not. But again, maybe not. I don't think so. That's the only issue. He can't stack multiple, but even if he's just in constant rotation, with the 6 eyes being the only thing that's uniform because those naturally spawned on him, or he scooped them out of Gojo's sockets and put them in his own, or like that's the main technique he keeps, then you could start stacking multiple things. Because technically, 6 eyes and Limitless are a combo technique, but they are individual techniques. You can be born with one and not the other. So technically, Gojo is constantly using 2 curse techniques. So you just stacking them? not all too impossible, considering they would, remember, all these techniques fall under the branch umbrella of mimicry. That's all just mimicry. So technically, Yuta wouldn't actually even be using multiple techniques when he's doing this. He'd just be using mimicry, stacking them all together. Get him that Ryu output and it could go crazy. But, maybe Ryu's output just isn't enough. Maybe we need to level it up even more. Maybe we need to make Yuta even buffer. How could we do that? Oh, wait. Star Rage. Yep, that's my technique. I give myself virtual mass and call it Star Rage. And my technique turned my Shikigami Garuda into a cursed tool. It's Star Rage's only target besides me. Now remember, fully manifested Rika was already able to swing relatively even with Ryu Ishigori. Able to damage him, knock him around a little bit, and eat some of his hits. Mr. Highest output in history. Now imagine Rika infused with Star Rage on top of Yuta infused with Star Rage. You're telling me that wouldn't go crazy? Sukuna, he goes to punch bar for bar with Rika like, what's a queen to a king? Why I oughta, and he swings and Rika just decimates his fist because she's infused with that mass, that gas. The only issue with this though, we don't know if he told her, or she was told, or she told anybody how it works. Like, Kenny knows, and maybe Choso was listening, so maybe he knows. This is the one that I'm not sure if you just got, because Yuki was not a part of Shibuya that much. Nor did she ever, explain Star Rage in front of any cameras. That's the only thing. That's why I'm kind of iffy on this one, but I wanted to mention Star Rage so you could kind of get something of a mention. And once again, like I said, just as Ryu could get something of a dub through being incarnated again, technique alone-wise, in Yuta, so could Yuki. Infusing Rika with Star Rage would be absolutely bonk. You know how crazy that would be. The numbers he'd be able to get up to, that would be wild. Sure, it doesn't increase his durability, but oh well. This Yuta would already have the Limitless. So he has Infinity, plus Infinite RCT, plus the 6-side. His defenses are fine. You don't really need to buff him anymore. Or do you? We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Star Rage would be a real nice addition. Remember, Yuki, who can do who knows what with just base Curse Energy Reinforcement, is able to punch straight through Kenjaku's arms. Not decapitate him, unfortunately. Even at full output. But you give that kind of strength to fully manifested Rika. Do you see the gains on fully manifested Rika? She would mollywop the taste out of anybody. So yeah, Star Rage infused fully manifested Rika plus Star Rage infused Yuta. Chef's kiss. Crazy. Absolutely wild. And worst comes to worst, drop a black hole on him. Just drop a black hole on him. Sukuna doesn't have an anti-gravity technique. Have you to give him a big old bear hug, or Rika give him a big old bear hug and just black hole him. It could go crazy. But of course, maybe Yuki's a little bit too much. So, remember Kashimo Hajime? A character who has been repeatedly clowned on by the community, the king of farmers, leader of the farmer period, nothing but a rice farmer. He looks female enough. We've all seen the memes for Kashimo. And we know the biggest issue of Kashimo's technique. If you don't, let me reread and remind you. Improved agility due to increased activity of electric signals in the brain, sound waves that optimize and attune to the natural frequencies of substances, electromagnetic waves that vaporize irradiated objects. Kashimo's body manifests these phenomena and has passed beyond the human realm. But after the completion of this cursed technique, Kashimo's flesh collapses. And Kashimo doesn't have RCT. He's never shown it. He can recognize it, but he knows how to get rid of it, but he does not have RCT. What is this hypothetical crazy stacked Yuta going to have? Oh, RCT. And this is a curse technique he should have seen in action. Here's the issue though. Maybe he doesn't know. This one's iffy. Once again, he already has Limitless in this scenario, so he maybe doesn't need Kashimo's curse technique. But if someone could give him the rundown, or Kashimo gave the rundown on his curse technique once or twice, someone shows Yuta the footage, something of that sort transpired, maybe Yuta was teleported at the last second right when Takaba wrapped up, he could steal Phantom Beast Amber. Yuta could steal Phantom Beast Amber and then activate that. So he's now faster, stronger, can manipulate electrical signals, send out electromagnetic waves on top of the Limitless technique, on top of Star Rage, on top of Cursed Energy Discharge, on top of Cleave and Dismantle. Imagine an electromagnetic wave that tears you apart on the subatomic level. We can just give it to him. Give it to him. Give him these sure hit lightning bolts. Make him copy Kashimo's curse technique tree. Just do it. Why? Do it. We're trying to break him, alright? We're trying to make him so darn buff that it doesn't even seem like Sukuna could beat this man. And this would be a fantastic way to do it. Of course, Kashimo was nowhere near relative to Sukuna. Look at this. Look at this, man. But still, if you give Kashimo the Limitless, I think maybe he'll be able to leap up there. It'd be fast enough to tag Sukuna and actually do things with his lightning bolts and his electromagnetic waves and all his good stuff. Maybe his sound waves, his frequencies, all that. Dog, it could get crazy. If you stack Kashimo's technique on top of there, the ability to reform himself too with electrical constructs and stuff like that. After he lost his hand, we see him very explicitly regenerate the hand using those properties. I think it's entirely possible. It could go a little bit crazy. And once again, little spotlight to World. Well, this isn't World Cleave. This is World Cleave. Or no. I call it Spatial Slash, Deadly Dismantle. This is just like Enhanced Dismantle. But, hey, once again, Yuta could whip this out on Sukuna if it really gets down like that. Turn Sukuna into a waffle. But that's the main thing I want to take from this. I'd love to give Sukuna... Don't give Sukuna Kashimo's technique. I mean, he destroyed himself, but he has RCT. But it's very weak right now. Maybe give Sukuna Kashimo's curse technique. But give Yuta Kashimo's curse technique with unlimited RCT. Essentially, just imagine what Gojo does with the Limitless and Infinity, but with Mythical Phantom Beast Amber. Where Yuta is consistently destroying his body by using the technique, but also consistently healing it because he has literally unlimited RCT. He would be unstoppable. I'm telling you, bro. He's getting a little bit too strong, a little bit too beefy, a little bit too bulky. Oh no, maybe I'm making Yuta-chan too strong. He's not strong enough. Give this to him too. Give him Jacob's Ladder. Give it to him. Drop it on his dome piece. Give it to Yuta. And here's why. I mean, like, Sukuna would just be really good without a curse technique. Give it to him. Just hand it to him. Hand it. He's earned it. Yuta Okkotsu has earned it. If you give him Angel's technique, then it could go crazy. Because he could just turn Sukuna off. Once again, Sukuna... I think he still legally counts as an evil spirit. Sure, you probably wouldn't be able to save Megami at this point. Megami may be Omega Giga cooked. But hey, just that holy light flying high in the sky, eradicating Sukuna, burning him to pieces. Everyone could dodge out the way, and Sukuna's just forced to eat it and try to throw cleaves up. But oh wait, he literally can't. If Yuta comes out with this alone, this ironically enough could level the battlefield and do extreme damage to Sukuna on its own, because it's a light meant to erase evil spirits. Sukuna would have to leap up through the light and try to attack Yuta physically, because he wouldn't be able to use his curse technique, because remember, Dismantle would be disabled by Jacob's Ladder. You give Yuta this holy light alone and he could go crazy depending on where he spawns. But you stack them on top of the speed boost from Kashimo's technique and the Limitless. You top that off with unlimited curse energy that would come from the Six Eyes and a broken 5-minute timer connection to Rika, meaning it's no longer 5 minutes, it's eternal. And he can just do that at infinitum, dropping endless amounts of light on Sukuna, literally atomizing him down. And if Sukuna ever tries to come up, Yuta just punches him down, or fully manifested Rika comes out the cut, smacks that bro down with Star Rage enhanced slaps, bro. It could go crazy if you give him this technique. And it's right there. Once again, especially if you think it's a nibble based, there's so much of Angela Nibble. Hana, let's just reopen that room real quick. Give Yuta a couple drops. And then bada bang, bada boom, you have Angel's technique being copied. And then Yuta has no choice but to take that for real. And it would go crazy. Obviously, turning off Sukuna's curse technique would be fantastic. That was the whole point of Hikaruba. He couldn't do it, at least not properly. So bada bing, bada boom, give him something like this. Whole thing shut down. Sukuna would be cooked. But, still we feel like we can give Yuta more. Let's give him not curse. I keep calling this curse spirit manipulation. Let's give him projection sorcery. Just give him that too. Once again, he's encountered Naoya. Maki knows about Naoya and projection sorcery. She can literally explain it to him. Just give him that. Just give him projection sorcery. Let him do that. Why not? It's the least effective way of boosting speed here. Slower than the Limitless. Slower than Kashimo's technique, presumably. But still do it. Just hand it to him. Give him more speed. Give him even more speed. Let him stack all the speed techniques in the verse and just let him go absolutely buku bonkers. I want him to. I want to break Yuta. I want Yuta to be the most powerful character in the series right now. Do it. Do it. Just give him projection sorcery on top of that. And that means when he smacks Sukuna, he can wombo combo into literally any other technique. Like I said earlier, if Yuta's mimicry is kind of like a scroll thing where he kind of has to flick through the menu, he's essentially hero with his down B and he can't just use them all at the same time, do this. Just give him literally everything. Give it to the point where he tags Sukuna once, Sukuna goes to move, he's frozen for that second, boom. Drop Jacob's Ladder on him while he's frozen. Boom. Hit him straight in the mouth with RCT. Not RCT. not RCT. Hit him in the mouth with Star Rage, or Curse Technique Discharge, or a Hollow Purple, or Red, or Blue. Go crazy. That's what the paralysis effect, plus the speed fixing that Yuta gets from Projection Sorcery. Give him that. But I still think it's not enough. I think we still got to give... Yes. The final thing that I want to give Yuta Okkotsu is Idol Transfiguration. Because here's the thing, right? If we give him Idol Transfiguration, not only could he hypothetically start making clones, not only could he start healing everybody with maximum efficiency through reshaping their soul plus RCT, not only that, but he also gets a massive Dura boost, either by literally altering the structure of his body so he has a body like Yuji's instead of his own regular body, but also, remember Mahito's main thing, it doesn't matter how strong your attack is, using Black Flash, if you can affect my soul. So you would also get the soul boost, which would also be nice. Meaning that Suguna's general attacks, unless he's specifically going for the soul, which he does accidentally. So that may not matter too much, but still, the utility that would come from Idol Transfiguration would go crazy, and there is all that Shibuya footage, and so many people who could tell him how it works. I say you give Yuta all that, and that's a nice, juicy buff. That makes him, that turns him into a Sukuna Slayer low-key. I could see that Yuta, with all these abilities, especially if he can stack all of them, fighting Sukuna and beating him on his own. I know that's a wild claim to make, but I see the vision. But the question is, do you? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I gave Yuta too much in this video? Do you guys not even like the idea of giving Yuta multiple curse techniques? Do you think there are other curse techniques that you would give Yuta to make him even more effective in fighting Sukuna? Or do you think Yuta needs even more buffs on top of all these hypothetical buffs and an unlimited time limit that would come from a manifestation of the Six Eyes? Please let me know all that and more in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave unlimited copy in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching once again, and please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. You things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include not just ad-free content, but also the live reaction to the very next chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dago the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays, Red Wolf 4765, Greyhound, and Akid's Void. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons, Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, Demix LND, and Igneal. And I'd like to give a chunky old thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. And I'd like to give another chunka thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Joaquin, Idemokami, and China Doll 09. I'd like to give a hefty thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give another giga gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.